Everywhere it's like a new day dawn when love is in there.
Welcome back to another installment of the Life Story podcast, in the series where we are talking about some poems and songs that I wrote in memory and in honor of the life of my mother. This episode is going to be titled Perfect Love, and I hope you enjoy this one as well. So the background for this one is that this was really the first attempt that I made at taking a poem and turning it into a song. And I was working on this one the week before my mother passed away, but it had a different title. And I will not share the details of that title right now because I had to change it for good reasons. And not only was the title different, but there were some words in this poem that I had to change as well. And I tried to do that in a way that did not take away from the overall meaning of what I was trying to convey. So if you want, you can play a guessing game and try to figure out what I changed. But I will not be sharing that in this episode. Maybe later on down the road, later on in life, someday I might share what I had changed. But for today, we'll look at the poem as it currently exists. So the first verse of this poem says, "Love everywhere is like a new day dawn when love is in everything. Life is smooth like butter, sweet like honey, finger-licking goodness." And I can talk about the love that my mother had for me, and I've done that in past episodes, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you listen to Mother, you come across Mother is an earlier episode that I did. You'll be able to tell the extent of the love from the day I was born, from before I was born. But this is more about the difference that love really makes. So you could look at your own life and see the difference that love makes. You may look into your life and not be able to see that if you haven't been loved, and I'd say that's very unfortunate. But when you have people in your life who love you, this part that I say is like a new day dawn. I don't know if you've ever been hiking and you wake up with the break of dawn, especially if you hike with a large group, or other people, and you might be the first one up in the morning, and you're out there and you get the fire going. You're gonna make a hot cocoa. I don't drink hot cocoa, but for me it'll be a hot cup of coffee. That's the image that is in my head, Just watching the sun rising, and the air is kind of still crisp, and everything is waking up around you. I had an experience, a similar kind of waking up experience when I went to Zimbabwe after my father passed away, and I went to see where he had been buried. And when I got there, it was evening time, and then we all went to sleep. Then the next day, I get up early in the morning, and there were some birds just hanging out in the yard. And I stepped outside, and some of my siblings joined me outside, and we just went on a walk to see the burial place. And that there was a lady just sweeping around the place, the garden area, and even the dust coming from the broom that she was using, when it rose up and went into the air, and we were able to, it came down, and we could take that, with the rest of the ambience, that quietness, that when life is a little bit slow. And when I think about being loved by someone, sometimes it feels like that, especially at the beginning. I think when you wake up and it's the only thing that's on your mind, that person. And I've kind of seen it also, as a parent, as we're raising children. When you bring the first one home, and it's like a new life, it's like a new day, a new experience. And you look into their eyes, you look at their face, you're trying to take it all in, like this new form of life, brand new thing that if you're a first-time parent, you haven't experienced before. And there's a quietness, there's a beauty around that. And that is kind of the imagery that I was trying to convey. When you're on the side of life that I'm on, when you're looking back, and you can sit with your memories sometimes, and they can feel that way. And when I was thinking about my mother here, and she was alive, I was thinking about all the beautiful moments that, when I don't know how the mind works, but when you got to pull them out one at a time, and you just hold them in front of you and you examine them, it's childhood memories, from childhood memories to, some young adult memories to my grown-up memories. Each one of those, when I look at it, sometimes it feels that way. The second verse says, perfect love is the newness, like a new bride and groom. I'm just trying here to find new ways of describing moments that are perfect. When I met my now wife, we were working a job together, and when I was introduced to her, from that moment onwards, I looked forward to the next moment that I would see her. She was the first one to get me to get on a roller coaster. I'm not a roller coaster type person. I don't like them. But I did. You know, that should have been a sign that I was falling in love. But there was a newness there. She took me rock climbing. That was her and her dad, my father-in-law now. I'd done some hiking, but I'd never gone rock climbing. So, but for her, I did. And there was a time when she had to go out of the country on vacation. And I think I wrote her a letter for every day she would be gone, so she could open a new letter on every day. And of course, I called her on the phone and we talked still. And I remember when she came back from that vacation, that's the day that I proposed. I had my flowers. I got down on one knee. I don't even remember what the question was, but I asked her if she would do me the honor of being my wife. I don't even know how I said it, but I said it. And of course, she said yes. I don't know if she saw it coming. Maybe she did. But there are moments like that when you can, at least for me, I can sense that it was real love, you know. And then, of course, talking about our wedding day, you know, we went through all the planning together. We saw the different flower people and cake making people and all the stuff that you do when you get engaged. But obviously the wedding day itself is different, it's special. Not like my biggest memory from the day. There's many moments throughout the day. I remember the vows. I remember the ceremony. But one of the moments that I remember the most is when my cousin, I call him my cousin, but we are really in-laws, Calvin, announced us to the congregation, to the guests. When he introduced us to the guests for the first time as Mr. and Mrs. Mushonga, you know. And we were working out of the sanctuary of the church where we had the wedding into what they had as a fellowship hall where we held the reception. And all of that happened for the first time. And I'll say, of course, at this point, the only time. We've been together now since 2006. We'll be celebrating 20 years of marriage next year. That part being a new bride and groom is very, it holds a special place. On our honeymoon, we went to San Antonio on that river walk. And everything I saw then, even in the looking back, you know, in the eyes of my mind, I can see us walking hand in hand, most, if not all, places that we went to. You know, feeling like a new couple, like a bride and groom. And that's an image of love that lives on. And I'm just talking about love. I'm not just my love for my mother or anything. I'm just talking about the idea, the feeling that love really is. Moments where it feels real. And moments that live on forever in the heart and in memory. The rest of the verse says, love is the new gold, feels like $1,000,000 in my hand. Love is beautiful. Love walks out of the fire. Love is stronger than heat. Her beauty boils over. Perfect love is the finest. And the part that talks about love walks out of the fire, I was thinking about how things get refined like metals. When they get mined out of the earth, they go through a process where they go through intense heat and all the impurities get extracted. And what you want at the end, whatever the pure metal or the version of the metal that you want, is what shows up on the other side. The precious part, the valuable part of it. Life does go through some trials in life. And it doesn't always mean that you're testing that love, but in life we go through some things, and love is the ingredient that helps us to come out on the other side. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the trials and tribulations that my mother went through, but listen to Mother, and you can tell how hard it was sometimes for her to be a mother to myself. But the love that she had for me is what brought her through and brought me through on this side. And that's the beauty of love. It's not transactional. It just holds firm, it's steady, it's strong. It can go through anything. There's not a currency that you can exchange for it. And there's not a trial that you can say, oh, this is the end of it. It's an intangible thing, but yet it's the strongest thing. It's one thing that can outlive everything else that we go through in life. I say it feels like $1,000,000 in my hand. I've never held $1,000,000 in my hand, but I've held love in my hand. And so have many others. I've held love when I held my children, all 5 of them, in my arms. And I can believe it was the same way for my parents when they held me in their arms. And the kind of love that takes you through the hardships of life, that's the finest kind of love. And that kind of love is not reserved for a specific kind of or group of people. That's the kind of love that anyone can understand. At least most people can. I know there are some who probably haven't, but that is unfortunate. The next part says, perfect love is the newness again. Love is the new wine. Love is the toast of the day in every city, in every town, in every heart. Only love can heal the broken heart. If there's anything worth toasting to in this life, it's love. And I know every language has a word for love. I mean, do I know that for sure? I don't know. But I'm sure there's an understanding of what love is in every language. There's got to be a way to express it. And I was born and raised in Zimbabwe. And I came to America and met my wife here, and I was able to find love here. I still know what love is when I talk to my siblings who are still in Zimbabwe. You know, when you hang up the phone, you may say, I love you, which we do. And we say it in English for the most part. But I remember when I was talking to my mother and I would say it in Shona. Before we got off the phone, I would say, Ndinokudai amai. And she would say, Ndinokudai mwanangu. That's just saying I love you. And I'm sure if we spoke a different language, there would be another way, another set of words, vowels, and consonants that we could string together to express the same thing. And that is the essence of what this poem was really about. That perfect love exists. And when you know it, you know, it's worth raising a glass to it and saying to the person who needs to hear it, I love you. And the last sentence that I read here says, only love can heal the broken heart. Now we can talk about the love of God. We can talk about that, some of the ultimate sacrifices of love. And for many of us, we'll never have to make an ultimate sacrifice as surrender our own love, our own lives to secure the lives of others. But in the way we live, our presence can do that. Not just sacrificing so that our absence can create that opportunity, but in how we live every day. There's so many folks around us whom we know who could really use, I'll say it like this, who could really use a hug, you know. There's so many opportunities to draw others in and make them feel loved and help them know they are loved. Sometimes folks don't come to us and tell us all about their brokenheartedness, but sometimes they do. You know, let us know. With social media the way it is, you know, sometimes someone loses someone they love. It doesn't take much nowadays to acknowledge that someone's loss, you know, that in their time of need, you can say, hey, I love you and I'm here for you.
like a new bride and groom.
And the next part says,
Feels like a
I am in love
million
with love's beauty, and just like always,
beautiful.
perfect love is enough for me.
Out of the fire, love is strong.
As the night falls on the horizon,
Her beauty boils over.
love leans into the darkness, pulls down night's clock of heaviness,
Perfect love.
plants a light that shines in every heart. Love is the light that lays to sleep the terror of night. Love raises hope in the morning, like a new day dawning. So this kind of takes this idea that even for me as a child, I had the fear of night. When my parents told us it was, time for lights out,
Like a new day.
it was time to go to sleep, and everything got quiet. And I was laying there on the floor next to my brothers,
Like butter. Sweet.
and my brothers would remind me about all the terrors of the night, or all the horrible stories they could come up with. The one-eyed monster who would come out and just eat up all the kids like candy. But love can address some of those terrors of real life, not the made-up ones. There are times when life itself feels like just a blanket of darkness that wraps itself around your mind and your heart. And there's no way to untangle yourself and free yourself up.
Is the new wine. Love is the toast of the day.
And that's when love and the people around you, and this has been my experience with people who genuinely love me, that they show up. And as I said, when I wrote this, when I was working on this, I was thinking about my mother, and I was thinking about some of those dark moments in my life where it was impossible for me to see a way forward. And now I might run to her and say, please pray for me, and this is my situation. And to have someone in my life who could reach into my life and help me to see where the light was. That is the beautiful thing about love. That's why I say here, love leans into the darkness, pulls down night's clock of heaviness. As a young adult, you think you own the world, you rule the world. You think that, or at least I used to think that I could do anything. In my imagination, I knew exactly where I was going to go with my career. I would go to university and get this degree, I'd get this job, I would be the best at it, and then I would meet this girl. We would fall in love, and the life of my dreams was perfect. Until I stumbled and I fell. And then I felt hopeless. And picking up that phone and thinking, who do I call? Who can I talk to? Who will understand? I feel like a failure sometimes. But perfect love is the ability to help you turn off that woe is me, turn it off, help you to see yourself again in the light. His love is the light that lays to sleep the terror of night. He helps you to see that, the colloquial way of saying it maybe is that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That there's hope. And sometimes, as a young man, as a young adult, I needed that someone to say, no, yeah, life can knock you down sometimes. But look at it this way. Sometimes it's a lesson learned. So make the adjustment. Or sometimes it's you're not seeing the opportunity. Sometimes when things are rough and tough and darkness is all around you and you're hopeless, you think, oh, there's no tomorrow. This is it. But when you're surrounded by folks who love you, they can help you see the other side of it. And then they can also lift some of the burdens that weigh heavily on you. For many of us, it's as easy or as simple as knowing that someone is praying for you. So you can hold on to that and say, I may not know the words to pray for myself right now, but thank goodness that someone else is doing that for me right now. The next part says, perfect love, again, is the newness. I am in love with the perfect love. And just like always, love is in love with me. I said I changed this poem from its original, some words that were in it. But I tried to keep it focused so that the message doesn't get lost. I think the idea that this last line, love is in love with me, was the root that I was trying to, where the whole thing was anchored. And I don't think I think I was able to maintain that and keep that in here. Sometimes we give love. I remember like I was talking about falling in love with my now wife. I remember wanting to make her happy. Like I said, I wrote letters. One of the first things I did, which was a weird thing, is she told me her birthday was in November. And for some reason, I thought she said, I don't know, in my head, I thought she said her birthday was in October. So guess who got a birthday gift in October? And then when she's like, no, it's not my birthday yet. It's in November. I was like, oh. So she got another birthday gift in November. That was soon after we met. We met in August. And I'm sure in September I knew when her birthday was, and I was ready to celebrate. I remember going to these stores, specialty shops where they sell all of these bath salts and things that women like, and I bought the things that I didn't even know for myself how they would be used. I was like, well, this smells good, she told me later that when she used those bath salts things, the entire house, her father's house, smelled like that. Our first date was New Year's Eve 2004, going into 2005. Everything I did for her to let her know I loved her made me happy. But I think I know what made me the happiest is when she told me that she loved me, that she was in love with me. I did not need a bouquet of flowers. I did not need bath salts. I did not need my birthday celebrated before time. But to know that I was loved, to know that someone was in love with me, or the person that I was in love with was also in love with me, that makes for perfect love. Now that's romantic love. But I believe that the love of a parent I have for my children has its own full circle moments. As I've watched them grow, my oldest is 17, and as I've watched him become a young adult throughout the years, there is a knowledge, a knowing that my children love me. And I know they've told me that. I have many Father's Day gifts and cards and things that express their love for me. But if I'm being honest, there are levels to the love that we have as people, but also as parents and children. And that's the perfect, it's a different love, of course, but it's a perfect love. That's what I experienced with my mother. At the end, towards the end there, I'm not talking about days or weeks, I'm talking about years, from the moment maybe she was 70. And it was my turn to take care of her, to be the one who reaches into that darkness and pulls away that cloak of heaviness, to be the one that she looked up to be the carer or the care provider, to be the one who made sure that she had what she needed. That is the perfection of love, the perfection of life. And for me to want to be in that position, my heart wanted to be there for her. It meant something for me to be able to say, I love you. I'm praying for you. And I will take care of you. This has been an interesting poem to talk about, because unlike the ones that are solely focused on just my mother and my thoughts. This one is a lot more focused on the essence of that love. Not just my love for her, but also the fact that she taught me to love. What has brought me this far, what I continue to do, who I continue to be, is all because of that perfect love that she instilled in me. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us. If you stayed with us this far, I hope this was worth it. I hope this was fun. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Love walks out of the fire. Love is stronger than heat. Her beauty boils over as the finest. I am in love with a perfect love, and just like always, love is in love with me.